Welcome back to the Witch's Way podcast. This is Kat.
And Jamie. And tonight's episode is going to be about overcoming fear. And I just want to say I love talking about fears because they're all irrational and they're all made up. But anyways, tonight is overcoming fear. And this is the way that we're going to do that is using magic and mindfulness to face your fears, okay? These are practical techniques for overcoming fear and anxiety, which is something that I do truly struggle with.
Yeah.
This is going to hit home, and I'm going to try to not let this be a 3-hour podcast. No, just kidding. But it's something that I deal with daily still. I have to deal with my anxieties all the fucking time. I think that's because I'm a water sign. I don't know. Or does everybody live like this?
Is anybody not?
I know. Are we all living like this?
Yeah. Is there not some part of our life each day where we have a situation that either gives us anxiety
or fear
or
both?
Fear or both. Yeah.
So fear and anxiety are universal emotions, and they often feel very paralyzing.
They definitely can be paralyzing.
Yeah. I think about this when I did Toastmasters and I knew I had to get up and talk. I was like, I'm not actually scared. Why is my body reacting like I'm going to die? Like I'm walking to the guillotines or whatever. What are those things
I'm going to have to give a presentation soon.
Oh, shit.
It was going to be Monday to a group of 40 people. We're all on a Zoom call.
Yeah.
And I actually let my boss postpone it another 2 weeks because when I thought about doing it, I was like, oh, God, am I ready?
Did you have those deep breaths where you're like...
it struck me in my gut. The fear
where
of
you
it.
Feel fear,
I really felt... the anxiousness of the self-doubt or whatever. Mm-hmm. So I think we're probably going to talk about some of those things that cause us to have that
physical reaction. Strangely enough, I feel it in my legs and then in my heart.
Oh, wow.
So this is fear gets into flight and fight responses. So mine is probably not to fight, mine's to flight. Run away now. I just, Yeah. So, in tonight's episode, we do want to explore how magic and mindfulness, and I know those are just very obscure words to say, but magic and mindfulness really do offer the grounding that we need to get out of our fucking head and into our heart space. Because when you're doing things from a place of your heart, if that's what you feel when you go in there, that's when you're ready to fight. Imagine it's your kid that you need to go in and defend or give a presentation about. Where do you feel that? That will be more in your heart. Yeah. Think about that shift.
Yeah, that is a shift.
That's a shift. So using this is it's a transformative tool, that mindfulness, that grounding, that energy shift for facing our fears and anxieties, because we basically get to come out of our head and go into our heart. I'm probably going to say that a lot in this episode because I want you to think about fear and anxiety as an energy shift from being too much in your head to then shifting all of that to your heart, where there's a different level of care or energy when you do that.
That's really powerful, because in the book that I'm reading, or not reading, listening to, called The Creation Frequency.
And alignment, I love it.
The author talks about specifically, there's only about a foot of difference between our heart and our head. But it can be a really long distance because of what, from shifting that thinking from heart, from head to heart.
Yeah.
But so it can feel like so he says that in there, and it just struck me when you're like head to heart. Yeah, that's exactly what he talks about getting out of your head and approaching. The book is about manifestation or setting intentions.
What was it called again? I'm sorry.
It's called The Creation Frequency.
Creation Frequency. Okay.
Yeah.
Which I have not looked into at all. But you're liking the book?
I do like the book. I'm on probably the 8th time I've listened to it. It's only
one of those?
It's only about 4 hours.
Yeah.
So it goes by really quick.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
So I'm listening to it kind of on repeat to really let the messages and the processes that he talks through
sink in.
Really sink in. I want to be able to recall.
I love that. Yeah.
So the 3 main points that we're going to cover tonight are understanding the nature of fear, using mindfulness to ground ourselves, and incorporating magical practices to empower our journey.
Yeah. I think feeling empowered is where we all want to get to. That's why That's sort of the end thing that we are looking for, is that we feel empowered to go throughout our day and not feel fear and not struggle with our anxieties. I know that that's a goal for me every day. And sometimes I don't know why the anxieties are stronger some days than others, where sometimes it's paralyzing, you know? And on days like that, I go from that, I use that anxiety, and then I start criticizing myself. You know, you're lazy, you won't get out of bed, like, why can't you just move, just go get this done? The focus on doing and getting out there. And so it's a spiral. Like, if I let that anxiety, when that anxiety really takes hold of me, I lose a day sometimes over that. Like, I don't know why, I just can't physically move. Like, I'm just stuck. I wish we talked about it in the last podcast, being stuck. Yeah, so I think when we get into just understanding the roots of fears, okay? Because I love talking about fear, because I realized through my psychology degree how it's your imagination playing fucking tricks on you, because we don't live in that world anymore where we're actually like defending our lives. We're not fighting for survival truly. Now this is like death by other things, right? The flight or fight because we're protecting ourselves from death. It's all this imaginary shit that we're going through that feels like a metaphorical death, you know, social exile or whatever.
Yeah.
But fear is a natural emotion, and we have it, and it's okay. So we're not saying don't feel fear. It's okay to feel fear, but knowing what to do with it. It's a biological response. Did you know that? Like, you don't even have control over it. It's biological. It just happens to you.
I just told you, like, I mean, it strikes me in my gut, you know?
Yeah, that biological response was what kept us alive. It was a survival tool, right? It's like why we wake before dawn, the circadian rhythm. Like, all these things were for the human body, which we're only part human. The other half of us is a soul. We're having to fucking deal with being
now
in this.
That we're not running from the T-Rexes or whatever.
Saber-toothed tigers.
Yeah, saber-toothed tigers or whatever the animals are going to eat us. The fight or flight gets triggered.
Yeah.
Reaction gets triggered by
other
other
things.
Still
have it.
We still have it. So, and you mentioned, so I think you mentioned social rejection. Is that what you started with in the beginning?
Yeah, social death or something like that. Yeah. I think of that with like speaking in school or reading out loud.
Like self-doubt, like me thinking about doing that. It's going to be like 15 minutes. But I guess my self-doubt is like having confidence as a speaker and speaking to a large group of people like that when I'm not used to it. That makes me really anxious.
Okay, well, now we're just going to do something totally bizarre. What is the actual fear that will happen during this 15-minute presentation?
I don't want to embarrass myself, you know?
What would you do that could be embarrassing?
Fumbling around, getting lost, like missing words, or
and if you
not
were
being
to do
really
that,
clear.
How would you be perceived if you messed up words and stuff?
I feel like it would be, it's, I'm in a professional environment.
So
right?
you would be perceived as incompetent,
stupid. Not having my shit together, or else being somebody who doesn't do a good job of communicating a concept or whatever, because that's one of, I'm going to have, it's an explainer thing that I have to do, right? So I have to explain something, and that I think that's the part of it that makes me a little anxious. Like, am I going to be able to explain it in a way that makes sense to 40 other people?
Yeah. What's a good way to test that?
I mean, I don't know.
Explain it to somebody who doesn't know shit about it. Like me.
That's probably like a good practice.
It really is. So I would do this with my husband, because he would say, I have to talk to somebody who knows nothing about this. He's in the financial industry. I was like, explain it to me. Let me see. Give me like 3 minutes. And then I would tell him what's unclear. I was like, you're using jargon I don't know.
Right.
Then it's unclear. So I would have him almost dumb it down for me. Like, start at this level and then go up as people ask questions, because you can always explain more. But yeah.
The biggest thing the thing I notice I do is when I'm anxious like that, I talk really fast.
Ooh. I just naturally talk really fast, so that sucks.
I talk really fast because I'm nervous, and then I can like almost hear my own voice.
Yeah. You can hear, it's like you're standing outside of yourself hearing it. Yeah.
Yeah. So
I still have on my phone my first recording from Toastmasters, and it's maybe 6 minutes long. And I'm so far past Toastmasters, you know, from 7 years ago. I'm all over YouTube now. We have the podcast. Like, I've spoke to so many people. I've stood up in front of crowds bigger. And when I watch that shit, I shake. I'm like, oh my God, I'm nervous to watch myself back then, because I remember the anxiety of that day. And I, like you said, you can hear it in your voice. You sound like you're like, and so, and we're,
or quavering. I mean, if I don't know if you've ever...
quavering, I was thinking quiver, but
well,
that's how you
like
say
your
it.
voice is kind of like
shaky.
Yeah, exactly.
Would everybody turn to page 5?
It's not that bad.
And if we could all go.
I'm on camera, so then so it's literally like...
Yeah, you're totally exposed.
I'm totally exposed. Yeah, stop. Now my hands are sweating.
Which is a real reaction to fear. Oh my God, I didn't even put in here physical responses to fear. Yeah. That's so funny.
So that's like, that covers all the things like social rejection, because, you might be rejected.
The work.
Self-doubt.
Yeah. Oh my gosh.
The work. You're basically being evaluated at that point in time.
You're being judged.
You're being judged, right? Absolutely being judged.
Yeah. So I like to think of when we're in that, so mine's more flight, right? Not fight. I don't want to stand and like punch somebody. I'm like ready to run away. I get the adrenaline push, which is what I think you get in certain situations, because you're right. Like, you talk really fast. That's adrenaline. If your palms start sweating, that's adrenaline. You've got all these things rushing through your body.
Yeah.
That is what happens to me when I am very frustrated in the car. And my frustration from driving is because I do fear being in a car accident. So that's a fear. And that's my reaction to it, is to, I used to want to like zoom around people. So going faster, which is not fucking safe. That's not safer. That's stupid. But it's almost like slowing down feels painful when you have the adrenaline push that you do when you're in that fear mode. When things start to slow down, or you have hiccups or a delayed speech, or you mess up a word, you're just like, fuck, can we just get through this and hurry up and get it over? And we just want to get this.
Okay, so, financial stress or bills, this is something probably a lot of people are dealing with today, of course, because, fuck.
I know we're dealing with that in Florida after several hurricanes and all the destruction of our places and insurance evaluations. Fuck.
My homeowner's insurance policy came, right, big package, and I open it up and I start reading it. There's no bill or anything in there, but I don't trust these fuckers. We just had back-to-back hurricanes.
I didn't put trust in here.
And I'm anxious that they're going to raise my fucking insurance again,
It's almost like an expected anxiousness.
Yeah, it makes me, when I had a reaction, I literally had a physical reaction to seeing the name of that, and then worrying about... for momentarily at least, like, what's going to happen? Are they going to raise my insurance again?
Right.
When I first moved here 5 years ago, my mortgage was $1,425 a month, and now it's $1,600 a month, and most of that is insurance increases, and they just keep, and people talk about this all the time. People who live in much more expensive houses than I do and buy water and everything, they talk about being priced out of Florida, being priced out of the area because they can't afford the insurance. So when I have that reaction to a bill or communication with my insurance company.
Yeah, because that's when you start to spiral, right? This starts with a bill, then all of a sudden you can't afford to live here. You're being forced out of Florida. You're not going to be with your family. Yeah. Where's your job? So that's the spiraling. Yeah. And that really causes the anxiety and the sleepless nights maybe, and the worry that's just always in the back of your head going, remember that bill is coming for you.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Well, it's coming. It's just like, when is it coming, and how bad is it going to be? Because it's definitely going to come at some point in time. But is it going to be right now after we've already had we've already had a lot of raises? Isn't that enough, you fuckers? You greedy fucks. Greedy fucks.
That's a common phrase here. Greedy little fucks. I don't know why.
Fucks, yeah.
It's like the greed over building, the greed over all the cost of rent here is just ridiculous. Once COVID happened and all of the prices of everything just skyrocketed, it was like all of a sudden the big eyeball of developers changed, and they were like, oh look, Sarasota, let's grow the fuck out of that, raise all the prices. All the people who are native here and been living here a long time, now we're going, oh shit, we don't live in New York City. We're not expecting New York City prices here.
Yeah, it's changing for sure.
It's different.
It's nerve-wracking. It can be nerve-wracking. You have to, there's things you can do to get through that, because it's like, what the fuck are you going to do?
Worrying is extremely unhealthy.
But
physically, mentally,
there's
emotionally.
There's also like little things that aren't quite as like serious, as dramatic as I'm not going to be able to afford to live here. I'm going to have to move and all that shit. You know, like carrying it. But embarrassment or even like shame. Like today when we were at the place where your husband was doing his thing.
Yeah.
I felt nervous there because walking across the whole like space where all the people were, like I'm a little out of practice in social situations, so I don't feel, and I feel fat, so I'm feeling like my confidence is low, and I could tell that's how I was feeling today at certain points. And I was like, I don't want to walk across the room. It's really silly, right?
So you know what I did? About yourself,
I observed that about myself. But so you know what I did?
What?
I let myself feel that going there, and then when I walked away, I shook my ass really hard. I was like, well, fuck it. If I'm going to be out here and have people looking at me, I'm just going to badonk-a-donk.
I wish I could remember that fucking song now. Something,
I'm serious, because I'm like, what the fuck, I might as well act confident, even if I don't feel confident.
That's how you make it, girl.
Right, that perpetuates that feeling instead of me like...
Because when you become really self-conscious and closed off, you start to...
You shrink.
Yeah, you start to close in on yourself, and then it's really not who you are.
No.
Wow. Well, I did not observe that at all, and I kept offering to get you drinks because I just wanted to go say hi to my husband.
I know, and I let you.
You did.
But then at some point I was like, okay, overcome it, right? Do the thing that, and this is probably somewhere in here.
It is,
do the thing, right?
Yeah.
So just do the thing that I had to sort of talk myself
into it
or talk myself out of that, like, what's the matter with you were
shifting your energy from your head to your heart, like, fuck it, I accept what this is, and I'm actually going to do it. I'm going to be exaggerated now.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, I have a fat ass? Well, everybody's going to see it really shake now. Like, that's a way to think about it.
For sure.
Anybody wants to judge this fat ass, you can judge how it shakes now.
So, like, here's the thing that I noticed about that. Like, I noticed a very distinct feeling when I was walking and swaying, like sashaying, versus just walking straight where I felt stiff. And I feel like the sashaying was much more, it gave me, I don't know, it felt more, I don't even know what the right word for it is.
It felt better than the stiffness.
It felt better than the stiffness. It really did, because the stiffness actually made me feel more anxious. It almost is like it fed it, because I let my body react to it.
Yeah, to that
when
fear.
I sashayed across when I walked across sashaying, then it was like my body relaxing.
Okay, I was not going to tell this story.
Okay.
But were you at Jerry's birthday party like 2 years ago or 3 when he had it at the community center? Jerry is my 85-year-old neighbor who's now like 87. Do you remember I was in charge of bringing the speakers so that we could play his Frank Sinatra song?
Yep,
I did it my way. Mm-hmm. Do you remember what I did while I held the speaker? Because the room was so big, everything got changed. First off, the whole place, the whole venue, everything got all rearranged. So as I was supposed to be helping take care of this event, we moved from one small space to the big other space because the fucking train center thing. Like, do you remember that whole?
I remember there was some big snafu where we were scrambling around
really
to put things together.
Yes, they could not. The door on this place broke and we could not get in. And Jerry, it was a surprise party for him, so we had to move to the community center. Okay, fast forward.
Do I remember what you were doing with the speaker?
I fucking danced around the room holding a single, like, outdoor speaker. Do you remember this now?
Oh my God.
Listen, I did not know what to do. I couldn't just stand there and hold a fucking speaker like a statue. So I let myself move to the fucking song. I knew the song, I Did It My Way by Frank Sinatra. I don't know the words by any means, but I kind of know the rhythm of the song. I know the build up. Girl, I danced around like I was a fucking ballerina, and I don't dance. I don't dance in front of people. I'm one of those funny dancers that I try to make myself look really silly when I dance, and I didn't know what else to do with myself.
I don't remember, but I bet that made you feel better, just the movement.
Yes, movement.
The movement.
Versus standing there, and everybody just staring at me. Like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
Like,
I'm trying to remember it, but it must have been so natural that nothing.
That's
it doesn't
so weird.
stick out to me
So
about it being weird. That you were uncomfortable. That I perceived that you were uncomfortable in that situation.
I smiled the whole time, and you know what I thought to myself? This is how I made myself kind of do it or get through it, because I didn't expect me to do it. Nobody else did. I'm sure my husband was like, what the hell? My wife is so weird. And like, I know this is in front of a bunch of people I don't know, you guys. So for our listeners, listen, I didn't know
most of the people there.
Yeah, I knew 4 people there. I knew my neighbor, his girlfriend at the time.
What, 30,
my husband and my mom.
50 people?
No, 25 to 30.
25 to 30.
Yeah, it was big. For me, anyways, like that's a lot of people.
Yeah.
I didn't know any of them.
And they're all strangers.
First off, I'm probably 40 years younger than everybody in that room. So I'm in like my grandparent or great grandparents' presence, and I did not know what to do with myself. So that is what I did. I moved through. I just moved with it, and I was like, fuck it, it's a story. And so the way, I guess what I was going to get to is the way that I got myself to do this and through it. If one person smiled because I was being silly, cute, entertaining, didn't matter, whatever word, because I don't think I was going to look dumb. They were probably like, oh my gosh, that was so unexpected. Like, whatever they thought. If I saw people smiling, I was like, this is okay. I'm not embarrassing myself. Like, I didn't think those other thoughts. I didn't allow myself to spiral.
That was a social cue for you that what you were doing was
acceptable. That I was okay. Yeah. That I wasn't going to be shunned for life. And
exactly. You weren't going to be shamed.
Yeah, shamed. I think of the Game of Thrones episode where they're walking Cersei and ringing the bell.
Oh my God. Shame.
That truly, I would never want to leave my house, I guess, if something like that happened to me. So let's deconstruct some of our fearful thoughts that amplify the fear. This is what I was talking about. Why I love talking about fear is because it's all fucking fake. Fear is mostly fake. It really is. It's shit we build up in our head.
It feels fucking real to me.
Of course it does, because it's your head. It's your perspective of it.
Yeah.
You know, what's that saying? Like,
I mean, I guess the only real fears are like when you're in danger.
True danger.
There's danger.
Like needing to run for your life, needing to think quickly to get out of a bad situation. If you're involved in something like a bank robbery or somebody's aggressively coming after you, there's definitely times for this. We're talking about the shit that just lives in our head that is not actual real life danger.
It's because it's in our head.
It's in our head. It's a biological response that we don't have an outlet for anymore because we're not running and hiding and fighting. So now we create these other situations in our life to mimic or to use that biological response system of flight or fight. Like,
oh my gosh.
Yeah. All right. These are cognitive distortions. You guys, if you look these up on the internet, there are tons of them. I only put down a few that I felt like we could all really relate with. But the first one is
catastrophizing.
Catastrophizing.
Yeah. When everything is a catastrophe, like the worst. Oh my gosh. The worst thing's going to happen.
This reminds me of teenagers, right? One bad thing happens and they're like, my fucking life is over. You know how the catastrophizing?
Yes,
it just jumping to the worst case. End of the world.
It's the end of the world.
Oh my God. We can see that early on when our toddler didn't get the balloon they wanted or some shit. They just throw themselves on the ground. The world is over. They're done. Checked out. Just can't console them, you know? And as we get older, we think the moment that something has happened, that's the spiraling that we were talking about with Kat's situation with the bill, where all of a sudden this one thing went wrong, or if it does go wrong, all these other shit's going wrong. For sure.
But yeah, definitely jumping to the conclusion or thinking that this situation is catastrophic. There's very few situations, thankfully, that we have to deal with that are such.
I will bring up, Jolene did this for the hurricane. Remember how we talked about,
God,
she really did, she really felt it. And I don't ever tell my sister her feelings are wrong or anything, but I'm like, okay, I can't listen to you say that anymore, because in my head, I'm still trying to keep this protection that I have around my house. I'm still trying to keep this image in my head. And her outside influence of like Mom needs to be here. Her house is going to flood. She didn't ever say, Mom's going to die. But it was almost like that was going to be the next statement if she went.
That something was, she really, really was.
The worry was really bad.
She was really worried about me staying here.
That felt like her fear was catastrophizing, right?
Yeah.
Jumping to the worst case situation.
Absolutely, yeah. Black and white thinking.
Black and white thinking.
And it's like,
so
there's no middle ground. It's
middle
like
ground,
really one extreme or the other.
No gray area.
No gray area.
That's why it's black or white. It's like it's one or the other, nothing else. Can only happen one or two ways.
Yeah.
And I think that people do this and they don't even realize it. For me, living with anxiety and ADHD, I can't think black and white. I have a plan for everything. So I have an alphabet of black and whites. Like there's just so many
plans
options.
do you have?
Yeah, I have a plan for all the plans and backups and things I might do and options over here.
Oh,
and
God, that gives me anxiety just hearing that.
I know. My sister complimented me one time, and because I had all of these answers, every time a problem came up, I was like, okay, well, no, just do it this way. Okay, well, no, go that way. Oh, do it over here. She goes, you are so inventive. I'm like, nope, that's just, my brain was just working overtime before this situation, and I already thought like 20 steps ahead of all the things that could go wrong, but she called me inventive, and I was like, thank you.
Yeah, that's a nice way of putting it,
That's actually a nice way to say my ADHD does work out sometimes.
Well, in any one of those scenarios, you're always trying to do something like find the perfect solution, find the perfect response that will solve the problem.
Yeah, like you got to have all the answers lined up. I used to really like being called a MacGyver. So when I was in the Navy, I was very MacGyver-ish because it didn't matter what was going on. My brain could come up with a solution for shit.
I love that. I think that's a great talent to have.
I thought it was a skill. That's why I didn't know I had ADHD for so long.
It's absolutely a skill.
I was like, it's a superpower. What? My brain moves all these different ways and just, yeah. Next would be mind reading. I love the mind reading one because in relationships, this is where people do the mind reading the most. They think they know what the other person is thinking or about to say or do. It's like, you're a mind reader.
You don't have jumping to conclusions in here, which is kind of like catastrophizing. But jumping to conclusions. When I hear mind reading and you talk about relationships, I think about how much I would always jump to conclusions with my ex. Like if one thing happened, it would lead to something else. Yeah. And I was he used to tell me, he's like, are you getting enough of a workout jumping to conclusions?
Well, yeah.
And I was really bad about that because I thought that it's like you think you know what's going to happen. You think when you know it's the same as mind reading. You know what's going to happen. You can read somebody's mind, what they're thinking, what they're going to do, and you can't.
I think that one falls under fortune telling.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, the fortune telling. Yeah. Because you know.
Predicting,
yeah, predictive.
Yeah, you're right.
So the mind reading one is like, the person's not even doing or saying anything and you think you know what's going on in their head. You already like have a whole...
That's a terrible thing. That's a curse. I feel like that when you think that... I mean,
when you're involved with somebody that's like that.
I mean, yeah, Woo. And what I mean is by a curse is like that is torture. I feel like when you're like that, or you experience that, or you experience, like you said, I don't think I've ever been like that. Probably at certain times, but I had a boyfriend for a little while who was, always telling me what I was thinking, and I was checking out some guy and doing shit like that. That shit drove me nuts, man. Yeah. I was like, and then I felt like I had to reassure him that wasn't what I was thinking. And you know what? It was fucking exhausting.
Definitely. Because you have to change your whole personality to soothe their fears, right?
Yes.
It's a very destructive quality. Yeah. And building relationships don't work with mind readers.
Yeah.
People who display that type of fear.
It was bad. And it didn't last a really long time. It lasted long enough to do some damage, but I got the hell out of that because he was crazy. And
I think with mind reading, it's good to note that when you're thinking that you know what other people are thinking, it's usually negative. It's never like you think they're thinking about asking you to marry them or something. It's not positive.
Or how great you are.
Yeah. Or like, are you just so in love with me right now? I can just tell you're thinking that. No, that's not what that's not what mind reading and fearful, the cognitive distortions are.
Yeah.
Disqualifying the positive. That's another cognitive distortion. So this is where we do not see the positive qualities that we own. We dismiss them if somebody points them out. So this is a confidence thing also.
Yeah.
If somebody says something nice to you, you're like, yeah, but I like fail at everything else, you know? So this is dismissing the positive. I do not have this for later, but I want you guys to know that I worked through this after some very verbally and emotionally abusive relationships. I had to start writing down what I was proud about of myself and how I was good, because this person talked to me so negatively and made me feel so bad about myself. Even eating in front of him, he would be like, should you be eating that? And I wasn't even like overweight or anything. I was in the military, so you can't be overweight there. They'll kick you out, right? He was really unhappy with himself, and he decided that he was going to focus on me and everything that I did and try to critique it and be cringy about it and control me, because he had no control. You know, he moved to Guam, couldn't find a job, so he was like a house husband, never been that before, and didn't know how to fucking handle it. And what changed in him is that without being able to control his environment, he took it upon himself to try to control me in the relationship and speak down to me all the fucking time. So far that say somebody's telling you, should you be eating that? You're fat, you're overweight, you could stand to lose some weight, like you were skinnier when I met you or whatever. I start going to the gym. Now I'm fucking somebody at the gym. Oh, who are you seeing at the gym? It's like, oh, I can't win with you then. This isn't about me. This is about you. Like, you actually don't think this. You just need to be saying something. Mm-hmm. Yeah. So disqualifying the positive was something that I accidentally got in the habit of because I was in such a negative environment with somebody that I had to go through this technique of writing things down about myself that I really like. Mm-hmm. And it took a lot of time to heal that part of me.
I bet.
Because
that's just damaging.
Oh my God.
It's
I know.
really damaging.
I didn't have confidence for a long time. Like, I wouldn't wear clothes that revealed anything. Wearing a swimsuit was really embarrassing for me. And that had never been me before, you know? Like, I was self-conscious in social settings, but never, like, I didn't wear a swimsuit in public. Mm-hmm. I didn't have that. He did that. Yeah. Well, his bullshit did that anyways. So that's disqualifying the positive. And I wanted to point that one out because oftentimes when we lack confidence in doing stuff, we forget about the wonderful things about ourselves. And are you okay? All right. We went through fortune telling, which is predicting negative outcomes without any basis in fact. Like, there is no evidence that it's factual, and you're trying to predict that future. That was the jumping to conclusion.
Assuming that the worst is going to happen.
Yeah.
You're just always in a negative.
Yeah.
Negative place, and it becomes a self-fulfilling.
Yeah. Why do you think it becomes a self-fulfilling prophecy? Like, when we talk about it in a magical terms or in energy terms?
Well, because where you put your energy.
That's right.
Where
you
energy
think about,
goes, where your thoughts go, energy flows. What's the saying? It's something like that.
Yeah, where attention goes, energy flows.
Energy flows.
Yeah,
so that's it.
Where attention goes, energy flows, and then what you think about, you bring about. So if you're constantly thinking that the negative is going to happen, that's how you create that self-fulfilling prophecy.
Absolutely, yes.
And you refuse to see any of the positive, so boom, you're in that space.
Yeah.
So those were a few cognitive distortions that you will see in other people, that we can see in ourselves when we go through stuff. Mm-hmm. Yeah. So now that we've explored the roots, which I love talking about so much, I love the roots of fear and just like how our minds play into it, let's really get into some practical ways to create a calm in the moment, because that's what we need. When we're all in our head, we need that calm in the moment.
Okay.
Cat's making me laugh. This is where the word that I wish we had a better word for, but this is where mindfulness really comes in. And what do we mean by mindfulness? This is you being in control of your mind and your thoughts, not them controlling you. You decide what you're going to think about. You decide what you're going to focus on. You decide how you're going to do it. These are really powerful tools to stay out of your head. Remember, we're going to be redirecting our energy from our headspace of anxiousness and fears and all the what ifs and the bullshit that we don't even know is true, to our heart, coming from a place of like love, connection, understanding. Maybe I was looking for another word.
So were you going to do you have a 4-7-8 breathing method here, which I have not heard of before.
I had not either. So yep, this is brand new information for me. I needed a way to explain a breathing technique that our listeners could look up, and this is what came up on the internet. So this is what I wrote down. I've never heard of this before.
Okay.
My breathing techniques are just like breathe in for 5 seconds, hold it, breathe out for 5 seconds. But I guess there's like this well-known thing that I don't know called
the 4-7-8 method.
Yeah. So when we're trying to calm ourselves down, the best way to do this is really through breath work. When you're in the moment, it allows you to concentrate on something that is vital for life, breathing. Okay. We're doing nothing else. You're just focusing on bringing air in, holding on to it for a minute, and then letting it go out. And a lot of times what I've heard with breathing techniques is you're breathing in like beautiful white spiritual air, and you're breathing out, you give it whatever color you want, but like something that represents negativity to you, all of the bad thoughts, anything that you're thinking and feeling. Like imagine yourself blowing out that color of smoke or that air of
Remember Shawshank
regret.
Redemption when the guy breathes out all the, like he takes...
That is not Shawshank Redemption. That's the Green Mile.
Oh, the Green Mile.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, that's it. When the guy...
Yes.
Yeah, that I had that visual as you were saying.
Oh
that,
my gosh,
that,
so
that
cool because it's the
stuff.
cancer.
This, all the like. It looked like something flying. They
It did look like flies or bugs.
Yeah,
or it was something to
like,
represent the cancer that he basically took from the somebody's wife. Oh, was it Tom Hanks's wife in the movie?
No, it was the warden's wife.
The warden's wife.
Yeah, it was the warden's wife. So this, I want to back up for a minute because you said breathe in for a minute, but really this 4-7-8 method is to inhale for 4, so it doesn't take a whole minute of,
Yeah, I said 5 seconds, not a minute, but yes, because I don't think you can breathe in for 1 minute. I can't hold my breath. No, don't try that.
Inhale for 4 seconds.
Mm-hmm. And you can count too, like 1, 2, 3, 4, and then you're holding it for 7 seconds. Now, why do we hold our breath?
Why do we hold our breath?
That is resetting your nervous system. When you are holding your breath, your body is struggling to regulate. It turns its focus off of that fight or flight, and it's like, I need to just breathe. So when you are able to release the carbon monoxide, because actually what's happening when we hold our breath is not that we need air, we need to release the carbon monoxide that's in our blood. Oh. That's actually what we're doing. That's why when you're underwater and you're like blowing out bubbles, you're like you feel like you need to push out more than you need to suck in. Mm-hmm. That's because you need to release the carbon monoxide in your body because it will choke you out, make you pass out. So this 4-7-8 method, which I'll tell you, number one, I'm not a fan because it doesn't rhyme. That's not easy to remember. It's not like
really
repeating numbers. I know.
It's not really very, It could have been 5-5-5.
5-5-5. Let's just 7-7-7. I don't know.
Or 5-10-15 or something like that.
I am sure there is some scientific study that said this is the best amount of seconds to hold and breathe and do whatever. But
I know that long breath out is supposed to be really good. That's breathing techniques that I've read about where you breathe in, but then it's like you keep blowing and blowing. You just
and you can do it slow. So some people try to release everything at once, but really it's this slow outward breath of, I don't even know if we can hear it in the microphones. We've never tried to blow into them before, but you hold it in and then it's a very, it's a gentle blowing out. It's not like, I wonder how that sounds.
That can happen too, though.
Sure.
When you're exasperated.
Well, think about why yawning, because Kat just yawned, and that reminds me of when we yawn, we start getting sleepy. We start feeling relaxed. You know, that's a sign that this breathing really does I lost the word. Regulates our nervous system. Mm-hmm. Yeah, it regulates, not re-regulates, but regulates our nervous system.
But the great thing about the breathing exercise 4-7-8 or whatever one you find that works for you is that it doesn't matter where you are.
Yeah,
you can do it anywhere.
I probably need to do it in the car.
Yeah, you can literally do it. So. You can even do it without. You could do it I feel like you could do it when you were sitting at a table with people if you were anxious about something.
Yeah.
That you could do it there because it's so nobody would know. You could just do.
They wouldn't really know. Yeah,
they wouldn't know because, like Jamie said, you could just breathe out breathe in and breathe out gently, they wouldn't be able to tell that you were doing that. So
one of the things that I learned at Toastmasters and from my old boss is that he would call them dramatic pauses, but what they were is it was to kind of like slow yourself down if you start speaking too fast because your anxiety got up or your adrenaline is running. That's what I need.
That's what I was saying about the work thing.
Yes. But what
like
you
being
have
nervous
to be,
and talking really fast.
Yeah. What comes after that is something that you have to work on, especially if you're new to speaking. Not use filler words.
Let the air...
Sometimes we don't know how to let silence happen.
Yes.
When we're in front of people.
Yes.
That pause, and that's why my boss would call it a dramatic pause. He's like, no, they want that. You're building to the story. There's a climax to storytelling that you need to get to, and it needs to feel dramatic. When I was presenting, I just thought, get it fucking out there. Like, just tell the whole story, just be done with it.
Right.
No, you're actually more in a storytelling mode than anything. So when you do your presentation, think about it in a storytelling mode even. That there's sort of like a beginning.
I actually like that.
Fill that in. All right, we're going to be wrapping that up.
Less anxiety filling,
I'm so glad to help.
It's like a story.
Yeah, tell it like a story.
Yeah.
Give it a...
I'm going to try the dramatic pausing thing too. It's actually, I just feel like it's like taking a breath.
It is.
Whereas when you're nervous and talking like in a public speaking, like I'm talking about doing, you have a tendency to just sort of like push
through it,
rush through, and so you can get to the other side and be done.
Yes, I know.
And then the next speaker can be up.
What I learned for me was that my storytelling, I was so much better at it when I didn't know what the question that they were going to ask me. Like when we would get up there and they would be this, I don't know, you fucking pick a question. You have no idea what they're going to ask you to talk about. And for me, because I needed to think about what the next part of the story was going to be, I did have those dramatic pauses. And that was when I started winning the competitions, and I was really mad at myself because I was like, no, I do not want to go to
I still want to go to Toastmasters.
You should. I would have a lot more fun with it now.
Yeah.
But at first, I was really scared. I even cried in one of mine.
Oh, wow.
The emotions got to me with, like, you had to tell a personal story. And, of course, I chose something super fucking dramatic. Why would I do that? I don't know.
Of course.
But I got emotional, and I started to even cry with it. And I let it happen. And everybody, the thing about Toastmasters is they're all there to support you. And they all know that you're going to have fears. And everybody knows that you're going to mess up possibly. Because they even tell you they're going to count your ums, your so's, your filler words. Mm-hmm. There's a part of you that goes, oh, fuck. Then
I noticed Taylor Swift when she gave her speech at the VMAs. And I've noticed this in certain other interview situations. Where she uses a lot of ums, but I feel like she uses that for dramatic.
Because she pauses after it.
I feel like she does that as it's just part. It's not because she's nervous. It's the way that she talks, and maybe it's a way to slow things down. I don't know, but it doesn't come across to me as her being. It's like part of the story almost. Fuck,
I have to bring up something now because my sister got me watching Love is Blind, and I don't think you watch it, right?
No, I can't stand that shit.
Okay, it's ridiculous.
It's so stupid,
I don't know why I like it.
I can't watch it.
I don't even like reality TV, and I'm pretty sure that's considered reality TV.
I hate reality TV,
anyway,
most of it.
My sister got me involved, and I guess that I look at it in a way that goes, these people are fucking, this is dumb, this is lying. What I'm looking for is I'm looking for all the clues that it's not working out, that this is not a hoax, but sort of fake, or they're faking it so that they can do more on the show. I think maybe season 1 or 2, like I don't know what season they're on now, maybe that was more authentic, but now everybody has seen the show and they know what they can do to like get further, get more attention, get more likes. Why the fuck people want to be popular? Yeah, because I think as the seasons go on,
the question was why do people want to be popular? Because society has made it a thing of elevating people to
yuck.
Because we've made it a thing.
I don't ever want to be famous
and all that stuff.
Or super popular. I don't ever want that. I would maybe sometimes I'm scared to post socially because people were always like, you would blow up if you were on TikTok. Then I'm not getting on TikTok because I never want that. Like, that is the scariest thing to me. Oh, that's bringing in fears. Why do I fear that?
Well,
I don't know.
Because
Pressure?
you open yourself up to a lot when you know, the more people, the bigger the audience, the more people have opinions, and the more you're going to run across people who are just there to be assholes and trolls. And then
Assholes and trolls. Love
and you're
it.
going to have to deal. And you know, that's part of having a public persona. Is you're going to have to be able to brush that stuff off, and that can be really hard to do.
I don't know if I don't know what that looks like for me. That's not a skill that I've learned, and I am a sensitive person.
Yeah.
And I don't want to become jaded, you know? Because then it stops you from helping the people that you really want to help.
Yeah.
Okay, I brought up this whole fucking Love is Blind thing because there's a filler word. There is a guy on there, or was, I don't even remember. Every third fucking word was like, and I really like, and then like, and we like, and then we like, and it was like, and we were like.
Wow.
Oh my God. It's painful to watch and listen to. And then when I was making fun of him, I started saying like. So
guess what? You know what like replaced?
What?
You know was a thing when I was growing up. It was like, you know. Like that was a thing that people used as a, and now it's like.
It's like.
Like, yeah.
Like is like the worst liking like ever.
It was really, it's like, and then if you caught yourself saying it and you wouldn't even realize how many times you would say, like, and you're like,
I don't even, like, I don't know, actually. I'm not sure. Somebody please follow me around with a
So he's
recorder.
he's like every three.
And I can't get past it. And then I want to make fun of him for it.
See, there you go.
But then if you start saying it, you pick up so fast that fucking verbiage of filler words. I gotta tell you, that's why the dramatic pauses. Okay, we got
dramatic pauses.
We
got way off.
Okay.
Like we do sometimes.
Like we do. like. Okay.
But you know what? I think that those filler words are stress reliefs. They're like anxiety. I'm like, they're like
shit.
We do them because we're nervous.
Yeah.
Because
and maybe yas or yaw or whatever. Yeah. Now that we've said them, expect the rest of this podcast to be full of likes and ums and
But don't you think that they can like relieve the stress of maybe making a presentation or standing up in front of people or being on a TV show where you're like on the spot?
Yes. And we don't know how to transition from one thing to the next. And that is where these filler words truly come in. Is these transitions that we need to make between what our brain is telling us, what our feelings are telling us. So we're listening to two systems when we're in this fear mode. You've got your head saying one thing that's probably not true. You got your body feeling something that is because of the thoughts in your head. And then you have like your true, oh God, I just said like, then you have your true purpose of the thing that you're actually trying to do.
Yeah.
That is being buried by those fears.
It's being thwarted.
Thwarted.
Yeah, it's being thwarted.
Please define Webster.
Well, it's
Thwarted.
like putting up a... Well, I can't give you the Webster's for it.
Can you give me a synonym?
It's being,
Antonym?
Can you let me get something out?
Oh, sorry.
Well, it's being stopped, it's being like, it's like someone with a shield going like, no.
Blocking it?
Yeah, like blocking it. It's a way of blocking it, yeah. That's what's happening.
I wonder. Yeah. We'll have to, so as we go throughout our days and our experiences, and as these fears come out, find the thing that you do that sort of is that transition. Is it a like, a Is it pausing? Is it breathing? Is it like, what do you do? Do you start shifting? Oh, we had this girl in the Navy, forget her name now, Kowalczyk, that was her name. Kowalczyk.
That was her last name.
That was her last name, yeah. Okay. It's always last names. Not a likable person at all. Very mean, rude, had very bad health, body habits, all this stuff. But the most annoying thing about her is when she had to be front and center or do anything or talk in front of us. She would stand with her arms crossed and her legs slightly spread, like, you know, hip width apart. And then she would fucking bounce her knees back and forth, never stopping moving. Boom, 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 boom. Like she would just shake all this and just like rocking back and forth, shaking. And
okay,
that's a way to channel those feelings. And you're like moving your body with it.
When I had to record part of my speech class when I took speech back in college.
Oh, yeah.
Because we were online for some of the classes, one of the exercises, one of the homework that we had to do was to stand up in front of a group of people, and we had to record this for the teacher. So the teacher had to see it. So
you're like in a group of people recording yourself?
You had to find an audience for
wow.
your speech.
Oh,
and
interesting.
then you had to present whatever the topic was. You had to make a presentation to an audience, and you had to record it, and that was part of your grade. And I remember the rocking. I remember her calling me out on the rocking.
Oh,
I rocked.
shit.
Yeah.
Did you go like side to side?
I don't remember which way I rocked, but whatever it was, I moved my body, and it was kind of like a soothing thing. Right?
It is. That's the fear the energy of fear needs to move through you because you're not. So that would be flight. You were exhibiting physical representation of flight with fear. Yes. Love that for you. Moving right along. I really wanted to share a technique, you guys, for me. I'm going to try to make this a very short story. In the Navy, I was recorded while undressing in one of my top secret spaces. That tape got leaked, taken by somebody, and then shown to a lot of people. Because of this, a lot of people on the ship, I wouldn't know who they are, would have seen me indecent. And then I had to walk around the ship, through the chow halls, through the hallways, through everywhere, every fucking where I went, you know, seeing anybody off my ship. I never knew if people had seen it. Like, nobody was going to come forward and be like, yep, we all saw it. You know, no, everybody kept it a secret for as long as they could. So when I would have to walk through the mess decks, so the chow hall, the eating area, this was very fear, stress, anxiety provoking for me because I didn't know if people were picturing me in that video, which I was not allowed to see. And I didn't know like anything that happened in it. I just know that I went from my civilian clothes to my uniform, and that includes, you know, bra and underwear, everything. And so I had a vision of what like the worst it could have been. Sure. Maybe I fucking farted while I was changing. I don't know. Gross, like personal growth stuff.
Maybe
I thought about that.
Bent over and
maybe I itched my cooter. Like, I don't know. It could be so embarrassing.
So embarrassing.
I have no idea because I would have never guessed that I could be recorded in a top secret space. That just doesn't happen.
Yeah.
So I had to enter these rooms all the time, and people in my actual workspace, like that's who told me, is one of the guys that worked for me that was junior to me. They had to tell me that this was all going on. So I had to walk through the ship all the time for the next 6 months before I got transferred. And I had to shield myself from what I thought would be, it's really my perception of what was going on, but to counteract anybody else thinking of me that way, like I needed an actual block. And I was, 4 years into my spiritual journey. So I knew shielding and protection like that. Mm. And this is my technique for when you have to go into a situation and you really feel like you want to try to avoid other people's negative gazes or, people trying to absorb like people's bad thoughts of you, or if you're even worried about that, if you think that there's even a chance of it. So Kat, talking about walking across the room, I couldn't wait to tell the bubble story because this is what I did. Before I went into the room, I would just, what you call center yourself, which means gather all your energy up at the center of your body and remember who you are, that you are a spiritual being with purpose on this earth, and that none of this little petty shit actually really matters, and you're gonna be fine, and you're not dying right now. Like, those are the things you got to remember. You got to bring it really back down to basics. And then from your heart center, which is like the place on your body, allow a protective bubble to grow around you. And you can make that bubble look like anything. It can look like a literal bubble where it's all shiny and rainbowy like soap. It can look like a pink or a blue or a black. It can look like any bubble you want it to, but it's basically a sphere around you that protects you from the energy of other people getting to you. If you think that people are going to be thinking negatively of you, or if maybe you want to even block thinking about them thinking about you. It's just a way to protect yourself and your energy, to not let it leak out and be looking for people's eyes staring at you in that way of like, oh, there's that girl. Oh, there she is. That's the one on the tape. You know, some shit like that. I had to do that because that was my daily life for like 6 months. Sometimes even talking about it, I'm like, I feel drained by that. Just all eyes on you kind of thing. That's why I would never want to be famous. But that is visualization for safe spaces. This is any way that you can visualize being safe in a space for you that helps. Practice that shit. It really does work. You build it up. You know, maybe at first it's just a part of you. Maybe it's just your face. Maybe you're just trying to hide something. Maybe you're trying to be shrouded in mystery, you know? When I got through this process, my bubble became, let everybody see me as light and love and joy and like happy. And that's what I would put on while I walked in my bubble through these rooms. And the mood changed for everybody. I mean, remember how you're like resting bitch face when people think that of you? Yeah. So then I got perceived as so fun and caring and kind and loving. I was like, wow, that's not how I feel at all. I'm damaged. I'm hurt. I'm fearful. I'm scared of relationships. But because I did this thing around me, that was how people perceived my energy, because I went in there kind of glowing. And that's how I would go through the room. I would glow because I didn't have a choice to walk through it. I had to walk through it. Yeah. So I might as well own the energy that I'm going to have while I walk through it. Yeah.
Well, you determined energy because you decided that you were going to walk through with a lightness to you and a confidence to you, or whatever that was, even if you maybe didn't really feel it, but the bubble gave you that protection to be okay in that space and to be in that energy within that bubble. You could be like, yes, I'm happy, and that's what you were projecting.
Because back then I didn't really have crystals. I lived on a ship. There's limited space. You know, crystals weren't really a thing. While I was over in Japan, you know, necklaces. You could have small beads maybe, but nothing that I really felt was what we're going to talk about later, which is like talismans and things that we actually carry on us for the same thing. But the next... So what we're going through, which we've gotten off topic so many times, we're going through different mindfulness techniques to calm and ground yourself. And the last one that I really want to tell you guys about is body regulation and understanding where tension is held in your body and whether or not you're having that anxiety, and being able to scan your body for tension. This can be like its own fucking podcast on body tension and all the places that it's held and what it's from. But as a quick reference guide for you, there's 2 poses that you can do that really help you figure out if you're holding tension in your body that is caused by stress and anxiety and fears. And the first one is child pose, which I really like. It's a great stretch for your lower back, and it just, you know, your face is down in the mat, your hands are out in front of you, you're laying on your knees more. Do you remember child pose?
I'm trying to remember. Kind of. It's not, what's the one, the baby one?
Baby?
Yeah.
No, that's with our legs up in the air like we're about to have some interesting sex. No.
No, it's called Rocking Baby or something. What is it called?
No, that's Baby. That's Happy Baby.
Happy Baby.
Happy Baby. Yeah, not that one.
Happy Baby, where you're on your back and you grab your feet and you rock back and forth.
Right, yeah.
Happy Baby.
The good stretching and like the hammies and all of that. Not that.
Child
the other one where you're... Like you're on your knees and you fold over and your hands are in front of you and you're stretching your back and your shoulders.
You're kind of making a shape like this. Yeah.
Yes. So
like that was a Z. In case you didn't hear. In case you didn't hear that, that was a Z that I made in the air.
She's like this, and then there's nothing. Yes, like that, Mom. But the other one that I find even better for beginners is called corpse pose, which is basically just
corpse pose.
Corpse pose, like a dead body.
When you're prone.
What?
When you're laying flat out.
Yes, you're laying flat out on your back.
I think that's called prone, when you lay down straight flat like that on your back.
Is that doctor speak for that?
Yeah, it could be, or homicide detective.
Oh my gosh. We've got the yoga person and the...
well, you said corpse.
It's called corpse pose. Yeah. I didn't pick it. I used to call it dead body, so I probably got that from you.
So this is when you just lay flat on your back.
You're laying flat on your back, and you're
like
relaxed
on the floor,
flat.
Flat.
And you're letting every part of your body relax.
I can just feel that right now.
But
That's
it's so difficult. Because once you start, if you want to know, so the next thing to know if you've got tension or not is go muscle by muscle or limb by limb, tighten it, like get it tension tight, and then let it go. And if you're floppy, now you're relaxed, because sometimes when we lay down, we're still holding the tension of something.
Yeah.
But if you tighten each part of yourself and then let it relax, then you'll start to really feel it. Like, tighten your shoulders and then let them relax when you're on the ground.
You'll get to know what relaxation truly is.
Right. You'll get to feel, you're like, oh. And sometimes there's discomfort in this because you've held tension there for so long. But that would be another technique for grounding yourself. You're getting out of your mind and out of your head, and you're starting to feel the energy in your body and where you're keeping it.
Yeah, I like that.
Yes. I think that we need to probably move right along.
Okay.
All right. I know that we talked about grounding, and it's like such a basic thing. I know it is. But there's so many ways to ground. And remember that you're moving this energy from your head to your heart center. You're getting out of your thoughts and all the chaos and all the to-do lists. And you want to just feel in your heart, like, what is going on? You love something. You love life. You're happy. Maybe you're even sad, but you're here in your heart, moving with purpose. And there's so many free tools out there for calming and grounding. And just, I think knowing that you have a reliable toolkit, like we gave you 3 types of things to do: breathing, the protective bubble, corpse pose or dead body or prone
child pose,
child pose.
Yep.
Whatever it is, just have those techniques so that when these things come up, I know what technique I need. Let me pull this out of my toolkit for calming my fears down, no matter what comes up. No matter what comes up. Scrolling is not a way to release your fear at all. It's a mindless thing to do, but truly it keeps your mind active. You never actually calm down. So don't do that.
Don't scroll.
Don't scroll. It's not relaxing like people think it is, sitting in bed scrolling before they go to sleep.
Yeah.
Yes.
I know. And it takes a lot of time, too.
It takes a lot of time.
I mean, it sucks
I like
up
turning
a lot.
on. Yeah, I like turning on good music. Yeah. Well, now we're getting to, like, how do we create magical practices that transform the fear? And I have 3 of them, because I could go on forever, as you guys know. And the first one is something you've heard a lot in the witchcraft world, but setting intentions, what it truly means to set an intention. An intention means you decide how you're going to feel about something. You decide how you're going to go about something. You intend to do something a certain way. That is an intention. You intend to do it that way. So we intend to refocus our energy from fear to empowerment. Fuck fear. Fuck that shit. I don't know. I get, like, cussing makes me feel more in control and powerful. So that is how I will say, like, fuck that fear. Nope. Don't want to deal with it.
Fuck the patriarchy.
Whatever it is that you need to say. So the intention setting can be around so many things. Create a mantra with an intention of releasing the fear and being like, nope, fuck that shit. I'm going to feel confident. It doesn't matter, because nothing that you're going to do is going to kill you in these situations. We're not talking about real bodily harm. We're talking about the made up fears in our head. So just say, fuck that. Be who you are. Embrace that shit. There are plenty of us out there that are not the norm, that are weirdos, that are witches, that whatever we're going to call ourselves, we're just not the norm. Fuck it, we're all here together. We accept you. We'll be here for you. You don't need to worry about all those quote-unquote normal people living their lives, living the template. So mantras can help. I like lighting a candle to refocus myself. I like staring at the flame. A scent really helps.
I love scents.
Oh my! Smell can transport you.
It transports me.
Were you about to
it
say
actually
that?
Yeah, I was about to say that.
Yes.
Yeah. It definitely changes my mood completely.
Yeah. Love cinnamon. Yeah. Love, certain. I love jasmine. I have some smells that I really go to. My rosemary in my garden. I like fresh rosemary, not things scented as rosemary. But anything that moves your energy from your head to your heart, that changes that focus. Whatever that is, create that with an intention of doing something. It could be going in and washing your damn hands. It could be going in and brushing your hair. It could be, I'm going to go put on makeup now so that I can reframe this thing in my head where I don't feel confident. I'm going to go in and feel beautiful as I put on my makeup. With each stroke of the makeup brushes, I'm going to say, I'm beautiful, I'm gorgeous, I'm loved, I love myself, I love what I'm doing. All of those things are a way of setting an intention to redirect your energy from your head to your heart. I put in here 2 little mantras. You want me to read them?
Yeah, go ahead.
All right. What I put in for the first one is, I move my energy from my head to my heart. I approach this with love. I receive love in return. I think about that as a way of, I'm I'm loving myself and I'm going to love myself more. Like, I do this with love because I want to love myself more. Mm-hmm. And that's it. And when you're going out into the world loving yourself, people's reactions to you change. Like, the things that go on in your head change, you know? Yeah. The second one is, and I love this because I love my team of light. That's your spirit guide, your guardian angels, whoever you want to say. But I think sometimes when I feel really vulnerable, it makes me feel very alone. Like I'm alone in my battles, my headspace, the anxiety. Mm-hmm. I say, I am not alone. My team of light has my back. So I say my team of light has my back a lot. I don't even have to say that I'm not alone anymore. I'm just like, my team of light has my back. I know I'm going to be okay. Like I have a group going in with me, even though nobody else can see them or feel them. I feel them. I know they're there. Yeah. So I go into those situations with that. Sometimes, I do it on, before we used to get onto all of our meetups and classes, that's what I used to say, my team of light is here with me. Let me say the messages that need to be heard. Let me go through this. That. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Because I needed to make it feel bigger than just my goals. I wanted to know that it had a spiritual impact. And that was a good way to set the intention of this has a spiritual impact for people receiving the messages. Do that with all of our tarot card readings too.
So if you're somebody who likes the physical thing, mm-hmm. right? The physical, something that you can hold, creating a charm or a talisman, I really like those too. Because I like the physical symbols. I feel like it's something, it's tangible. It reminds you, like I can hold on to it. I can squeeze it. I can put it I can put it in my bra. I can stick it in my pocket. I can do
crystals. Yeah. And we all got the boob crystals.
We all got the boob crystals. And also the other thing about a charm or a talisman is like when you can touch it when you're feeling the need to sort of like, you hold it and then you put it, stick it in your pocket. And then if you're feeling the anxiety rise up again or you're any kind of fear again, you can touch that thing. Yes. At least I can touch that thing and remind myself.
Feel empowered again.
To take the power or use the power or give me the power from this because this thing, I've made this thing my power.
Yeah, your reminder of your power.
My reminder of my power. Yeah, yes, that's a better way to say it.
The power's not necessarily in the thing, but it's in what the thing reminds us that we are.
Yeah.
Oh, God, I said Cat started it.
With talisman or charms, you can always charge those with an affirmation or an intention for protection or courage or whatever, confidence, whatever you might be.
Whatever feeling you need, yeah.
Whatever feeling you need. I have I think it's a tiger's eye, and that's for confidence, right? Mm-hmm. And so I will sometimes wear that specifically, and when I wear it, I'm like, I pick it because I'm feeling in a space where I want to feel more confident about something. So I choose that to wear.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's what I do with a lot of my jewelry is knowing which ring to wear. Because I'm like, I need this one today. I need that one today. My jewelry runs into that.
I don't have that many pieces of jewelry, but I have some necklaces that are really good for certain things. Mm-hmm.
What about your bracelets with all your stones on it? Do you ever look at what they consist of?
You know what? I know some of them.
No.
I don't really have any of them like with a specific purpose, but I know what they mean, like the rose quartz. Like if I'm going out like
to be social.
To be social.
Yeah.
I'll wear the rose quartz just because to remind myself to love myself and to not be, to not worry about like what other people are thinking about me, that I'm perfect the way that I am, or just it's kind of like a love yourself type of thing, to give yourself confidence and go out into the world and not be worrying about and be yourself.
Yeah.
And be able to be yourself so that you're not closed off, so you don't close yourself off, because the whole reason to go out is to try to interact with people and meet people and make connections. Yeah. Exactly.
That's why I wear black most of the time. I mean, it's usually because I'm setting a boundary of protection, and if there's witches out, they notice it. Like, they notice I'm in all black, and they do. It's like, oh, I'm attracting the right crowd, and I'm protecting myself from the other ones.
I love that.
Did I tell you the other day when I walked into the nurse's station at Hardis, and I went there upset, and she said, "Ooh, girl, you're coming in here in all black like you're ready to destroy somebody." I was thinking, whoa. So that was how she felt about me being in black.
Oh, okay.
And we're, the head nurse and I are good friends, or at least we've talked a lot and we know each other. So it was just very interesting. She never noticed before that day that I always wear black. I'm usually always in all black. Like, that's my wardrobe. 3/4 of it is all black. Yeah. And I have a lot of really simple outfits that are just all black, like little jumpers and the dress and the whatever. But she noticed it on the day when I had to confront her with something and how she felt about that.
So just a little background on this. Jamie mentioned Hardest, which is where her mother-in-law, it's an assisted living
facility,
place. And Jamie's been taking care of her mother-in-law since her father-in-law passed away.
And
when I say taking care of, I mean like getting her to all her appointments, taking her out to lunch, making sure she has all the things she needs, taking her grocery shopping, just all that stuff. And now her name's Judy, and now she's in this assisted care facility, and there's some shenanigans going on. There was a shady dude.
There's a creepy, Mr. Creepy.
Creepy shady dude
Mr.
that's
Creepy,
trying to and she's such an innocent because she was protected. You know, she lived an innocent life under the protection of her husband for her whole, since she was a teenager. I think they got married like college or right out of high school or something.
Like 19, I think she was 19.
Yeah, so they were really young, and she was with the same man her whole life and lived a good life,
a beautifully sheltered life,
unmarred by the shit that goes on in the world where people come and try to take advantage of you. Her husband shielded her from that. Consequently, at her age now, she is susceptible to it. But I think even if she hadn't had that experience of her husband protecting her through 50 years or 60 years of marriage, older people, when they get to a certain age, they do become more susceptible to tricksters and people that are up to no good that want to take advantage of them because they're not quite as sharp as they were, and they're just. She
just doesn't believe that anybody would want to be malicious towards her. Like
that's dangerous. Yeah,
it is. Well, it is,
but she doesn't know any better. So I just want to give you guys some context there, because I know you said Hardest, and if they didn't hear what you said or no, but anyway, I
don't confront many people. I don't have to, but this was a confrontation.
That's the little background there where you had to walk in and address the situation where this man is trying to.
I don't know what he's trying to do. Well, we don't really know his motive yet, but it seems it's not good, whatever it is.
Yeah, it appears that he's grooming her is what we're kind of taking it as. I'm seeing it that way, because he's like trying to act like a friend and then telling her he'll do things for her and checking up on her and stuff like that. And it's just it's weird. It's a weird thing. And wanting her to move out of there, telling her that the place
telling her the place is going on and she needs to move out,
telling
run
her
out of
that
money.
The place
he's feeding her lies about the place that she's in, which is a really great place. And she's very set there, like everything's totally fine, and he's kind of spewing this negativity and these false things into her head about how it's running. They're running out of money.
So it's kind of like, hey, I'll be your protector. You're not safe here. Let me take care of you.
It is weird.
Let me move into your house and I'll renovate it for you. We'll move out of here. That's the kind of shit that's going on. Yeah. So that was Jamie marching in there in her black that
my all black that looked like I was going to kick ass, I guess.
That she's always in.
I'm always in black, pretty much.
So that's the thing, some of you don't talk about in here is like the clothes that you're wearing, right? So
colors,
yeah, the colors that you wear can give you a boost of confidence or a feeling of protection.
Yeah. So. For me, I'm definitely color magic is a big thing for me, which is why I like candles, because that's color magic also, and I just do. I as an artist, maybe it's my art, I don't know. The colors that I'm attracted to let me know where my mindset is at. They help me kind of understand my feelings, and they help me go into situations and feel more confident or loosey-goosey or whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because those were physical items we were talking about.
Yeah. So the other thing that we can do is we can use the energy of the seasons, the seasonal cycles, or even moon cycles.
So I put this one in here because sometimes when we're going through things, we really don't know where to start. Maybe you're not connected to anything. Maybe you're like, I don't really want to do mindfulness or breathing techniques. And, I don't want to lay on the ground like a dead person and feel tension. And so maybe in order to figure out where your practices to transform fear are looking to what the seasons are doing, because then you can address like whatever's going on during the season or the moon cycle. You can align with that energy and then work through it that way. I think that's just when we're not as aware and we still want to do the work and like figure shit out. Where do we start if we don't have the questions, if we haven't been, if we haven't read the books, if we haven't heard a ton of podcasts or videos or whatever. It's like just aligning yourself with the seasons and then seasons are one option, which is a year long, and then the moon cycles, which is every 30 days. They go through the same cycle. One's just very fast, and the other one is a whole year. But sorry, I took over from that for you. I wanted to explain. That's why I put it in there.
No, that's okay. No, I'm glad you. The other thing I thought about is what's going on in the sky, besides the moon, like what's happening in the sky, astrologically speaking. So you can also tap into that, like what's happening, to get an understanding of,
what comes up for you.
What is coming up in your life right now. Molly McCord is one of our favorite astrologers. If you're looking for somebody to just listen to on a regular
podcast.
She has a podcast, and she does stuff on a regular basis. She's always got something out about what's going on in the sky and how it's impacting certain signs. And I find it's really good information. It can be kind of a lot because she gets really deep into sextiles and all this other stuff. And I'm like, I don't know what the fuck she's talking about. But in the beginning of it, at least, it's pretty I feel like it's pretty basic when she's covering it.
The overview of the energies.
The overview of the energies and what we're feeling and what certain signs are, how certain signs are being impacted because of what's happening in the sky. So I feel like that's another thing. So, yeah.
Yeah, I think that right now, what's happening for us seasonally as witches with the Samhain is on October 31st to November 1st, that evening. This is our new year coming up. So this is the releasing season. This is the start over season. This is the get past shit. This is the, where do we go from here? We're breaking down old shit to build new shit, whatever it is. That's the energy that we're in right now, which is why I felt like.
So, and I'm a Scorpio, and we're in Scorpio season, and that Scorpio is ruled by Pluto, which is the planet of transformation. And so that's
it's also
the other
death
thing.
and rebirth.
Death and rebirth and transformation. And so that's what I feel like this time of year, we're really feeling that energy.
Endings and beginnings, for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think in close, we really want to just say that you have the power to face your fears. If nobody's ever told you that, your fears are optional. They're in your mind. You can change your mind. You can change your thoughts. You can reprogram your brain. You can reprogram your brain. You can reprogram your mind in the way that you think about things. And understanding the root of our fears, it always allows us to shift the energy from our head to our heart. Just where are you allowing the energy to rest? Where is it sitting with you? The simple techniques that we talked about tonight are really easy approaches to stressful situations when you get in them. Building that toolkit of things you can do when life gives you anxiety and stressors and all that shit. Sometimes when we understand them, you can trick yourself and be like, oh, I want to shake. I want to move. Oh, I'm feeling fear and anxiety. It's not real. Then you tell yourself, this isn't real, what I'm feeling. So just having these little things in a toolkit, I guess is the best way to call it, something to deal with stuff that life throws at you, and then you're having physical reactions because we are human partly, and then your spiritual self going, no, I need this situation so that I can evolve. But we encourage you to experiment with all the tools that we talked about and find the ones that work for you. And if none of them do, just do a quick Google search and you can find, I'm sure, so many more. But find something that you can rely on to help you move through and let go of the fears that are literally keeping you stuck. They're not helpful. And if we think about them too much, too often, all the time, it becomes part of the personality, which was from the last podcast. But
I think I want to say this again. I want to remind everyone about the distance between the brain and the heart and how short of a distance that is. And so when you're stuck in your head with the fear, try to move that because the heart is not fearful. The heart is love. And so if you can get out of your head and go to your heart and get tapped into that, then you can also use that as a way. But I think for me, the visual of it's only 12 inches from here to there, so how hard do I have to work to get out of my head and get into my heart?
I always say it's I guess it's AA. What? You got to admit you have a problem.
Yeah.
You got to recognize that there's a thing there. You got to let yourself know what it's really about, and then you find a way to solve it for yourself. That's just the tools. So you have the recognition, knowing that it's real or fake, which all of that we talked about tonight is fake. You're not dying. You're not fighting for your life. And then having a tool to work through that fear, tension, anxiety that situations bring up. All right, witches.
And with that,
we love you so much. Thank you for being here on this extra long podcast tonight. And we will see you next week.
See you next time.
Bye, witches.
Bye, witches.